Sir Francis Bacon was a philosopher, statesman, and pioneer of modern scientific thought. Yeah, he was a philosopher. One who studies the real meaning about life is a philosopher. And a skillful and excellent leader is called the statesman. I told you, he was the pioneer of modern scientific method. Some of the scientific laws and theories were discovered and gathered by him to prove the real knowledge lies on the practical experiences of life. Finally, he was succeeded in that. He proved to the world that real knowledge lies on the practical experiences of life rather than the logical arguments. So, in such a way, he became scientist. Later he has been also called as the father of empiricism for his works. Okay, here the empiricism is nothing but the same that I taught. Real knowledge lies on the practical experience of life. That is the theory. So because of that, he has been called as the father of empiricism. Francis Bacon was born on 22nd January 1561. Yeah, Francis Bacon was born on 22nd January 1561 in London. His father, Sir Nicholas Bacon, who was the keeper of the Great Seal for Elizabeth I, which means he worked as an officer of a state for Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I was the queen for both England and Ireland in those days. During the period from 1558 to 1603. Coming back to Francis Bacon, he studied at Cambridge University within the short time, at the age of just 23. He was elected a member of the parliament in the year 1584. Francis Bacon was knighted is nothing but honored, in the year 1603, and he was also appointed to a position of the keeper of the Great Seal, like his father. In order to continue his father's legacy, he was appointed as one of the officers of the state. Within the short term, he was also appointed as Lord Chancellor. Lord Chancellor was the powerful position in those days. The government's chief financial minister. Within the short term, he was charged by the British Parliament with accepting bribes. He also admitted to it. He was fined, imprisoned, and banished from the court. Later, King pardoned him, excused him. Then he returned to his house. From there, he continued his writings. All his thoughts, ideas were kept in a book called Novum Organum. Novum Organum is a book which was published in the year 1620. It is an account of acquiring real and natural knowledge. After that, he also started continue writing short essays. There were almost 45 short essays were written by Francis Bacon, and all of those 45 essays were titled with the "of" starting. You can find titles like "of studies," "of knowledge," "of truth," "of God," "of wisdom," in such a way. And among all these, "of studies" was the first essay in the series of 10 that was published in the year 1597. Later, it was revised in the year 1612. Of Studies has become his masterpiece of all his writings because it was enriched with the stylized Latin vocabularies and fresh and new ideas and innovative and logical themes, and also wisdom of the world. If you try to understand this lesson and look at this lesson carefully, you can find a lot of punctuational marks. These punctuational marks are highly necessary in those days in short essays. A short essay with the necessary and more punctuation marks are required, and moreover, those kind of essays were prioritized. And here, what Francis Bacon, being an author, expects from a reader. The reader should open his mind and continue reading, and also he must use his critical judgment to analyze the impartial opinions of the author. Impartial is nothing but complete, full opinions. So, whatever we listen from others and whatever that we read from the books, all of those must be filtered on a screen of truth. So, in such a way, Francis Bacon expects all these things from a reader. Thank you very much. Have a good day.